In November 2004, the USS Nimitz Carrier Strike Group, which includes the missile cruiser USS Princeton, were implementing a series of drills in California when they encountered strange, unknown objects in the sky. On November 14th, Kevin Day, then the radar operator of the USS Princeton, reported seeing weird flying objects at the western part of the San Diego coast near San Clemente Island. The UFOs were said to be floating in groups of 5 to 10, moving at a speed of 138 miles per hour at an elevation of 28,000 feet. There were so many of them, and several crew members aboard the Princeton witnessed the event. According to Kevin Day, the objects were too high to be birds and too fast to be conventional drones or planes. They were also not moving towards an established flight path. Another officer with over 17 years of experience on similar vessels said that they demonstrated ballistic missile characteristics as they soared from 60,000 feet to 50 feet above the Pacific Ocean. The most surprising and alarming thing about the descent of the unknown objects was that they produced no sonic booms. Sonic booms are shock waves created when a plane moves through the air much faster than the speed of sound. The strange fleet of flying objects observed by Kevin Day and the USS Princeton's crew don't have this. And they are super fast, faster than military planes and other aircraft known to man. Radar operators spent about 2 weeks trying to figure out what those flying objects were. That investigation included the shutdown and recalibration of the USS Princeton's radar system, just to ensure that the returns weren't ghost tracks or false positives. After 2 weeks, visual confirmation of another aircraft during a flight training exercise was reported by David Fravor, the commanding officer of the U.S. Navy Strike Fighter Squadron. David Fravor has more than 10 years of flying experience, but was still baffled by what he saw. He said the strange aircraft ascended in front of his plane, and it rapidly accelerated, faster than anything he has seen in his entire life. Then, just like that, it's gone. While David Fravor wasn't able to take a video or photo of the encounter, another pilot successfully tracked it down and captured it with the help of an infrared camera. After Fravor sent the report, a second wave of fighter pilots took off from the USS Nimitz to look into the matter. Among these pilots was Pilot Lieutenant Commander Chad Underwood, and it was him that recorded the now famous Tic Tac UFO video. In an interview with the New York Mag, Underwood said that Fravor told him to be on the lookout for something weird. During that time, he didn't think much of it. Maybe it was just a drone or something. He wasn't expecting something like this. The moment he caught the object on camera, that was when things went kinda different. In the footage, the object appears so small, but in real life, before the eyes of the officers, it's huge and comes with mind-blowing movements. Fravor identified it as a white, 40-foot-long oblong-shaped object, hence the Tic Tac nickname, and it was hovering about 15,000 to 24,000 feet in midair. Another Navy pilot who served as Fravor's wingman that day gave a similar account. She was just a rookie pilot back then and remembered being so scared while watching experienced pilots intercept the bizarre aircraft. She really thought that there would be a fight and even asked herself how they could win against that thing. Its rapid velocity and acceleration were unbeatable. The unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAP as it's now called, exhibited no exhaust from traditional propulsion sources. It's nothing like what these officers have ever seen before, and part of their job is to get acquainted with state-of-the-art planes and ships. So, where did that object come from? Did it come from a rival country and was sent as a spy aircraft, or is it an extraterrestrial ship? The USS Nimitz incident wasn't released to the public until December 2017, when it was featured in a controversial New York Times article. Pentagon's confirmation came many years later in 2020. A bit late, but the public didn't really care. The moment it was leaked to the public in 2017, the Tic Tac video became an instant hit to the UFO community. They immediately embraced it as genuine proof of extraterrestrial existence. In that same 2017 New York Times article, the existence of unheard-of Defense Department initiative called the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program was revealed. They described it as a shadowy enterprise, an investigatory effort of the then Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, who had a long-time interest in extraterrestrials. The article mentioned that the program started in 2007, with a budget of $22 million and continued to function until it ran out of funds. The big question now is, did the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force really end? Or is the American government still investigating these UAP encounters, including the USS Nimitz incident? Reports suggest that it continues under the US Office of Naval Intelligence and now operates under a new name, the Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force. And yes, they are investigating the USS Nimitz event, as well as other unknown aircraft sightings. In fact, in 2019, the US Navy released new guidelines for pilots when reporting UFOs, an attempt to organize and improve the investigation process for these kinds of mysterious encounters. These guidelines were the result of various unauthorized UFO reports in recent years, many of them entering military-controlled areas. The US military's interest in UFO sightings is not really new. It's just that now they are taking these UFO sightings even more seriously. Back in 2017, Luis Elizondo left the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program as a director because he said that their work wasn't being taken seriously by the Defense Department. Well, times are changing. Americans are determined to get to the bottom of these issues, but until now, there are no clear results. It's not a confirmation of alien life. In a way, the Pentagon is just doing its job. They are interested because these UFOs could pose a threat to national security. Luis Elizondo was right when he said that whether these flying objects were advanced aircraft from a rival country or of otherworldly origins, the government needs to get a hold of the facts. In 2017, Elizondo founded a corporation called To the Stars Academy of Arts and Science, and there, he continued his work. His company was one of the organizations that helped bring attention to the Nimitz encounter. The USS Nimitz UFO sighting was a huge hit online. It's like a scene straight from a science fiction movie. The fact that it involves the government means that it's serious business. What started as a routine naval exercise turned into one of the most baffling and best documented UFO sightings ever. Witnesses include highly trained military personnel. Among them were fighter pilots and radar operators with many years of experience. They can fly the most